Good day, everyone. I'm Christina Arsolis from Manila Science High School, here to present the results of our research entitled Gamified-Infused Assisted Instruction through Extended Reality Mobile App, Effect on Students' Performance and Attitude Towards Mathematics. Achievement in mathematics has caused deep concern in many countries over the years. Mathematics competence is necessary for entry into science, technology, engineering, and mathematics disciplines in institutions of higher learning. Mathematics has been perceived by the students as an abstract and difficult subject. This difficulty in learning the subject oftentimes results to poor achievement in mathematics. The need for improving the performance of our students is reflected on their steadfast poor achievement in the said area. This is firmly supported by PISA, or Program for International Student Assessment 2018 result. The enactment of the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, or RA 10533, 21st century classrooms aim to become a child-centered environment. From this, it follows that students' diversity should not be a hindrance for every child to achieve optimum development in various fields of studies. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, schools resorted to remote learning that requires teachers to do extra work. The abrupt distance learning implementation forces all stakeholders to be creative in introducing tools for both students and teachers to use, especially for hard STEM subjects like math. Figure 1 represents the conceptual paradigm of the research. In the figure, the independent variable is the teaching strategy, specifically the use of gamified infused assisted instruction as embedded in a distance learning environment, which is applied as a treatment of the study. The dependent variables are the mathematical achievement and attitude towards mathematics. The one-way arrow connecting the independent variable to the dependent variables represent the effects of the former to latter. Also, the problems encountered with the use of extended reality mobile app in teaching mathematics were also considered. In this study, the extended reality or XR, specifically VR, mobile application is developed to aid the education system in the Philippines. This application will be used as a learning tool to students in the basic education sector. Stock Knowledge Mobile XR app has three modes. Mode 1 with interactive lectures. For Mode 2 with activities and experiment. For Mode 3 with a gamified assessment and mission-based task. In this study, players are given the task to complete a math VR Mode 3 on probability that requires higher thinking skills. The learners go through a series of probability problems and let them solve puzzles to escape rooms successfully. In the implementation of XR mobile app, a set of valid instructional plans were used in delivering the lessons covered in the study. The parts of these plans are carefully executed to ensure proper implementation of the treatment of the study. Stock Knowledge further designed the game as a role play through situating player students, solving a series of math problems, thus putting language of math in a perspective of a role play in a science fiction fantasy setting to help them understand and enjoy math. For the results and discussions, analysis and interpretation of the gathered data were summarized in the following tables. It can be noted from Table 1 that the start of the intervention, the experiment group has a fair achievement in math, as reflected in the overall mean score of 7.095. It can also be gleaned that the mean post-test scores of the students in the experimental group sat at 18.143 with a general interpretation of very satisfactory. However, improvements in their mean score after the intervention are remarkable through the main gain scores. From this figure, it can be said that the students have raised their level of achievement in terms of understanding the mathematical lessons covered in the study. It can also be gleaned from Table 2 that the attitude towards mathematics of the students is moderately positive before the experiment. It can also be gleaned that the weighted mean of the students in the experimental group after the intervention sat at 3.407 with a general interpretation of high positive attitude. The experiment group has posed a mean gain of 0.263, which means that their exposure to gamified infused assisted instruction through extended reality mobile app as embedded in distance learning helped them or the students in developing a more positive attitude towards mathematics. To determine the significance of the mean gain, in scores of the experimental group shown in Table 1, the researcher performed t-tests for dependent sample means. The results of the tests are shown in Table 3, which reveal that the null hypotheses were rejected at 0.05 level of significance. Therefore, the increase in their achievement test scores is statistically significant. This implies that the meaningful learning occurred when students were taught through the use of extended reality mobile app. In particular, it signifies that students who use gamified infused assisted instruction tend to develop their inductive, deductive, analyzing skills when faced with word problems in mathematics. Table 4 gives the results of the t-test for dependent means utilized to compare the attitudes of experimental group based on the initial and final assessment results. In the table, it is shown that t-value is negative 2.574, such that the absolute t computed is greater than the t critical value of 2.024. So, it follows that at 0.05 level of significance, the null hypothesis was rejected, and this means that there is a significant difference between the attitude of the students in the experimental group before and after their exposure to gamified infused assisted instruction. This implies that slight change in their attitude is a significant sign of improvement. Therefore, their exposure to the intervention helped them in developing a more positive attitude towards mathematics. For problem number 3, which tells about the experiences of the students in the learning mathematics as they're exposed to gamified infused assisted instruction, the content of students' responses to purposeful questions was examined. Extrapolation was done with qualitative data. Similarities and differences were noticed, and emerging themes explaining the nature of gamified infused assisted instruction were generated. There are 6 emerging themes existed: engaging hands-on application, enhanced pedagogical tool, immersive teaching aid, and training graphic application, visually stimulated teaching aid, and constraint. These responses of the students in the experimental group indicated that they prefer to involve in a gamified, infused assisted instruction through extended reality mobile app as a learning tool in mathematics. This only shows that they appreciate the value of mathematics as a subject by being willing to adopt a learning tool that enables them to make the learning of math easy. And that's all. Thank you.